very much so affectionate family, right? We hug every time we see each other, right? He never had that. Like I would hug him, every day. He'd be like, why we hugging? Like, or saying I love you to my parents and my mom, to my dad. He was like, why y'all do that all the time? That's weird. Like, I was like, no, that's just how we are. I had to get to a place where I understood he didn't grow up the same way. So he doesn't know what I know, right? And I had to understand that just because he doesn't know doesn't make him wrong. It's just, I want to introduce it to him. And so sometimes I would really try to force it on him. And then I had to realize, it ain't going to work. Forcing ain't going to work. So let me gently expose him to love. And then he got to a place where he wanted to hug. And I was like, get off me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He had turned me into, because I had tried my best to do what I thought he needed. And I had turned off that side of me. And so when he was ready for it, I didn't want it. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He was like, well, you used to always want to hug. I was like, yeah, but you didn't like that, so I didn't turn that part off, bro. Back up. It's hot. It's like, what you want? But now, thank God, we came out of that curve into the straightaway. And now we both like to hug and stuff.
And now I'm like, hey, come over here.
Yeah, I be on the couch.
Oh, no, not today. I want to lay right here in your lap.
Yeah.
All I need is 30 minutes, right?
This right here was absolutely beautiful. And it's beautiful to me because this is a side of relationships that we don't normally talk about. Because of the society standards and what we perceive to be a healthy relationship via movies and everyday conversation, these type of situations or this type of scenario in a romantic relationship is hardly ever discussed. Take her, for example. She comes from a highly affectionate family, and her significant other does not come from the same background. And in our dynamic today, I know y'all see my earring fall, but I'll just take out the other one so we ain't got to start over. But in our dynamics today, we run into that type of situation. And what we do is we chalk it up to them being wrong or them just being incompatible or us having the lack of patience to teach and show and see if they're even susceptible to adapting. We just see something that's different than ourselves and we walk away. And we should have these type of conversations way more often than just seeing something like this. And this video may not even go viral, and it's so helpful to relationships. We walk away from differences before we even know if a person can be cultivated or you can be understood to the capacity that you need. And all she wanted was more affection, but because her significant other didn't come from the same background, he was in most cases very rejecting of the affection. Now, this is another part that we seldom talk about, is how your partner can change you. She came in 100% affectionate, but because she's with a non-affectionate person and she doesn't want to turn him off or make him uncomfortable, she dials back her need of affection, her craving of affection, to the point to where it becomes normal. He, on the other hand, is so used to her being affectionate that he's changing as well. So he's becoming more affectionate to accommodate her. She's becoming less affectionate to accommodate him. And then when they come together again, he's trying to be affectionate towards her, and she's resistant because to her, she's giving him what he needed, so she doesn't understand why he now wants to give her what she wanted. And the conversation has to be had. A statement that she made is that I had to understand that that's not what he knows. That's not his thing. That's not how he was brought up. So I have to understand that, and I can't force it. A lot of times, who we are, we assume is the right way. We assume who everybody else is, if it's challenging how we are, is automatically the wrong way. And it's not right versus wrong. It's just different. And you have to learn your person. And I say this all the time in relationships. When you decide you want to be a part of a romantic dynamic, it's a commitment to learn how they love, to learn who they are and accommodate who they are. Some of it is going to change. Some of it is going to stay. But you have to put the work in. And you can't just walk away because of difference. You can't just assume that they're wrong and walk away. These two beautiful people are completely different when it comes to the topic of affection. But now she has been able to reignite her affection that stems from her pathology. And now she has taught him that this is how you show love. I love how she put it when she says, I want to show him a way to love. Show him how I love. And it was so comforting. It was comforting and soothing enough to him for him to want to adapt to it. A lot of women walk around these days talking about what they don't have time to teach and they don't have time to, and they don't have time to. I get that. There are some things on the baseline, your foundation, that you perhaps should not have to. And that's a personal standard for yourself. But you have to weigh in the good qualities of your person. She obviously feels like he's an overall good man. He's just not affectionate. So if he's an overall good person, or she's an overall good person, she's just lacking in a particular area. You take your time, show them love, have conversations, get to know where the discomfort is and what brings about the discomfort. And if it's not associated with the trauma, feel free to show them how you love. And maybe they'll enjoy it the same way you enjoy it. That way, you both can be accommodated. But we don't want to teach anymore. We don't want to put in work. We feel like people should just come ready and you shouldn't have to teach anything. I want to bring something to your attention. Every time you date a new person, you're going back to school. It doesn't matter if you want to teach or you don't. Everything that's been applied or you have applied to other people prior to this new person may not work because they have a whole nother set of rules, a whole nother set of pathology that you have to learn. So get to know these people. Get to know your person. The act of getting to know them and accommodating their needs is an act of love. It's not just about saying you're going to commit. You have to do and you have to show. And hopefully, if you do the work like they did the work, you'll end up with something just as beautiful as what you're seeing here. I love you guys. May everything that you conjure up in your mind come into full manifestation for you and your family. I hope this was uplifting. I hope you're ready to build with your person.